Well, hello, friends and fellow pioneers. I am here with John Bush, the founder of Live Free Academy and the host of the Exit and Build Summit. I will let him share all the details and the full name of this summit with you, but we have him on the broadcast today, and we're so excited to introduce you to John because he's got some background in cryptocurrency, and now he's got this amazing back opportunity that he's bringing so many people together with the Exit and Build Land Summit. And so I am going to let John introduce himself and tell us how he got started in the work that he's doing with Live Free Academy and what that's about, and how that transitioned into launching this Exit and Build Summit. Thank you again, John, for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, so I have been an activist for freedom and for peace for about 20 years now. And looks like I lost my camera there for a second. 1 second there. I'll just keep talking because I think people can hear me. And in that time, I have tried all sorts of different strategies in order to create more freedom. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I've been an activist for truth and freedom and peace for about almost 20 years now. And I've tried all sorts of different strategies in order to create a better world, in order to find more freedom for myself. And a lot of those strategies really resulted in just a lot of banging my head against the wall. I was involved in politics for quite some time. I was a campaign manager for several local campaigns. Had some legislation introduced and passed at the city level in the city of Austin and also in the state of Texas. And, you know, I came to realize that a lot of those, what seemed like victories, actually didn't create more freedom for myself or my family or our community. In fact, we were just slowing the growth of tyranny. That's when I decided to shift my activism more towards the creation of alternative institutions. Rather than fighting the man or trying to convince politicians to do the right thing, I decided to focus on how I can take responsibility for creating more freedom in my life. And that took the form of growing my own food, creating community gardens, home birthing my children, focusing on natural health and avoiding pharmaceuticals and Western medicine, unless there's an emergency, of course, and opting out of legacy financial institutions to the best of my ability. Early on, that meant we encouraged people to use alternative currencies like silver. We would go to farmers markets encouraging people to use junk silver like the pre-1964 dimes and quarters and half dollars. I learned about cryptocurrency a couple years later, and that was a big eye-opener for me, a decentralized technology that allows people to control the money and government can't do anything about it. Thought that was pretty cool. But still, I still felt that there was a lot of room to grow when it came to freedom. And that is why I started to really strongly feel that if we want to be free, then maybe we should exit the system altogether and create new forms of community. I also discovered that a lot of the tyranny I was facing, and now technocracy, this new technological tyranny with surveillance and all sorts of controls and mechanisms, a lot of that is carried out in the cities. And that was really the inspiration for the Exit and Build Land Acquisition and Community Development Summit. Most of the tyranny and control and technocracy people experience takes place in major cities. So what we're hoping to do is encourage people, inform them, educate them, and inspire them and empower them to exit the big cities, the smart cities, and to buy land in rural areas, whether on their own or cooperatively, which oftentimes makes it more accomplishable, and to build community. And that could be the intentional communities where everyone lives on the same property together, or it could be folks having their own property, but they link up and share resources and support one another and help each other out. So that's what the Exit and Build Land Summit is really all about. People can find it at exitandbuildlandsummit.com or follow the links that you'll share there. And we hope that you'll join us. It's November 6th and 7th. The activities taking place on the 6th, a Saturday, are absolutely free to attend. All you have to do is register. Again, the website's exitandbuildlandsummit.com. And then we're doing what we're calling the immersion integration. That's taking place on Sunday. We're going to dive a bit deeper for folks that are looking to build community and find others, but don't really have people in their area. We're going to be doing an intentional community speed dating of sorts, where we link people up so they can find common interest and maybe work together on some projects. We're also going to be hearing from Joel Salatin, which I'm really excited about. So we hope people will check it out and register. And I'm very confident that they're going to leave feeling empowered and equipped with the information necessary to make this dream a reality. I guess I should keep going. Oh, there you are.
Sorry about that. I was waiting to make sure that you had shared everything you wanted to share about that.
Oh, that's okay.
And for people that are maybe where you were, 12 years ago or 10 years ago, like, the beginning of the journey, how is this different than any other information that they can see on YouTube or, watch? What can they expect to walk away with?
All right. Well, it's different than a lot of stuff, I think, because the people that we've gathered to present, like Jack Spirko, the Survival Podcast, Marjorie Wildcraft of the Grow Network, Derek Brose of the Conscious Resistance Network, myself also, my lovely fiance, Rebecca, we have a different outlook and perspective on the way things are going in the world. There's a lot of people that are just kind of going along to get along, and they're kind of buying into the mainstream narrative. But I think we question things and we view the world and current events in a different light. So what we're hoping to offer folks that they won't find elsewhere is, really hard-hitting analysis of the problems that we're facing today. And more importantly, a way out of those problems. Another great thing that people can get, whenever you register, you're invited to join a private Telegram community of all the people that have registered. And there's a bunch of people, there's hundreds of people right now, and they're very active, and they're supporting one another, and they're sharing ideas, and they're sharing projects that they're working on. So it's not just the information that you're going to get, it's also the community that you're going to get to be a part of. So for people that are interested in this idea in general, I think we're really going to deliver the goods in a very special way with some very special people. Thank
you, John, for sharing. Now, let me ask you this, kind of putting you on the spot a little bit, but tell me which, personally, you said you're putting this together so that you and your family can learn and get on the fast track, and so that others can join the journey and with you as you learn from these influencers and leaders in the industry. So my question for you is, which one are you most, for where you are right now with developing your homestead, which one are you the most excited about? So kind of to give people an idea of one session that they might get super excited about attending and not missing during the live stream. And also, which one, or if you're presenting anything over that weekend, if there's, or co-presenting, is there one that you're really excited about presenting and teaching?
Sure. So I didn't share earlier, my fiance and I, we just bought a 10-acre homestead outside of the city. It was a dream of mine personally for many years. It was a dream of hers, and we worked really hard to make it a reality. We lived in a tiny home for about 2 years with my two kids. They're 8 and 9, so we were cramped in a 399 square foot little tiny home, which was a challenge, but we were able to save some money to put down the down payment to buy the 10-acre homestead. And we have someone that's living out there with us right now. So one of the things that I want to get out of the event is not only helping other people, but also get some inspiration and information on my own. I'm going to be the MC mostly. My fiance will be presenting and introducing some of the speakers as well. So I want to keep the energy high and keep people feeling motivated and inspired. But I will be opening the event. And what I hope to help people do is help them to believe in themselves, to believe that they can make their dreams a reality. I think mindset and how we think is the foundational element that is off for a lot of people. Even when I'm conversating with people about this, there's so many limiting beliefs that spring up for people. Like right away, how could I possibly have the money to do this? How can I trust people to do this with? And then there's all these people that are all really scared about government and tyranny. And they're like, what if we do this? And they simply just come and take our property away and take our land away. And I recognize in a lot of my activism, because I'm big into spiritual growth and self-development and success strategies, whether it's entrepreneurship or just self-improvement. Big fan of Tony Robbins, for example. And I've learned to apply a lot of this success philosophy and mindset philosophy, law of attraction type stuff in my activism. And I think that's something that I can really bring to the table and add value, help people to smash through those limiting beliefs, help people to gain the confidence necessary to truly believe in themselves and their ability to accomplish this. So that's one of the things I'm going to start with by laying that out and hopefully getting people really pumped up. And then I'm super excited to hear from Cynthia Tina. She is with the Foundation for Intentional Communities, and she's just one of the key experts when it comes to intentional communities. She's done workshops and presented and visited many of these intentional communities and consulted on the project. So she's really going to give us a big overview of what intentional community is all about and some of the things to watch out for, some of the things to avoid, and some of the things to lean into. And then on Sunday, Sunday's part of the paid event that we invite everyone to participate in as well. I'm really excited to hear from Joel Salatin. I was super stoked that we were able to land him as a speaker. He's with Polyface Farms. He's kind of a big deal, really cool guy. He's a rebel too. He's not just an organic food producer and bucked the system and stood up against the GMOs way early on, but he's also outspoken and speaks truth to power. So I was excited to have him on board because he's been involved in intentional communities and communities that he's personally built for many years now, decades. And he told us that he's going to present on this really innovative way to build community where you have people that are working on the project, but they're not working as employees. It's a different type of relationship that the property owner has with those that are helping out. And so I think that's really super, super useful information because there's a lot of nuances and a lot of unanswered questions that people have. And oftentimes because they don't know how to do it or what to do, it leads to inaction. So we're hoping to answer some of these questions so people can feel more confident moving forward and actually doing it.
That's fantastic. We are also very excited about Joel joining. Will he be at the event live or will it be a live stream?
He won't be live. Some of the presenters will be in person, and some of them will be streamed in on a big projector. So he will be one. He had an event on Saturday before, so he wasn't able to fly in, but he'll definitely be streaming in, and he'll be taking questions for people that are watching along on Zoom.
That's very exciting. So I will mention, like with mindset, that is such, people don't realize, a lot of times people are like, oh, I need to hurry up and buy land. I need to figure out what I'm going to build and all these different things. But for us in our academy and our mentorship program, before we get to any of that, we have a huge, we set apart like an enormous intention to lay the foundation. And I'm so excited that you're going to give emphasis to that because there have been families that don't make it. The actual family doesn't make it because it's stressful and they don't have the right vision going in for the plans. And for Jason and I, it was very hard. We didn't have mentors. We just quit suburbia, quit jobs, business, and moved out here to a state where we knew no one. And that's just what we felt like we needed to do 10 years ago. But not very many people can make it through that. And so people just need to understand and be fully aware what they're getting themselves into, because you can't really be dipping your toes. Like once you leave, you really have to be fully committed to really making it work and to understand if it did work. you know, if you gave it your all, and if you were fully committed, what worked and didn't work, instead of not being focused on the homesteading journey and pioneering. And so I'm excited to experience that in the summit as well, when you are helping people to get grounded on their vision. So I did want to ask you one last question. As you have mentioned about alternative currencies and things like that, are there any last thoughts that you can share with people who are either interested in cryptocurrency or are dabbling in and still really don't feel grounded in that? Is there some parting thoughts that you can share on that? As they go check out the summit, they're going to see that it's sponsored by your academy, Live Free Academy. And I just wanted to give you just a quick opportunity to just talk about the resource that you are for people who are interested in alternative and digital currencies such as crypto.
Sure. Recently, I did a webinar. You can find it. You can watch the replay at buildwealthoptout.com, buildwealthoptout.com. And, you know, cryptocurrency, a lot of people misunderstand it and are really concerned about it. And there are some things to be concerned with. But at the end of the day, what it represents is decentralization, the decentralization of not only money, but also information. So we live in a digital age where information is shared and stored, and all of the transactions that take place on a checking account or credit card, it's all digital. And the problem is, more often than not, we have to trust third parties. We have to trust another person, another entity, trust government, trust a bank, in order to maintain the integrity of the transactions that are taking place. Same thing with social media, right? Or YouTube, for example. You have to trust that they're going to keep the video up and not censor you, right? Well, what happens with cryptocurrency and with decentralized blockchain technology is through some really solid innovation by this person, he, she, they, them, we don't know who they are, Satoshi Nakamoto. They created this technological information where we can have digital assets, whether it's information or information about money, which was where the currency comes in. And we can trust that if we're sending information to one another, or if we're sending money to one another, that whatever we say we're sending is actually what they're going to receive. And so that's really the big aha and eye opener and the big benefit that comes with cryptocurrency. One person can send money or information to another person anywhere in the world without having to trust an intermediary in order to make that happen. It's really groundbreaking stuff. And I really break it down in this webinar, buildwealthoptout.com, buildwealthoptout.com. You know, there's also this new phenomenon called decentralized finance that uses cryptocurrency and decentralized technology in order to provide what financial services that people usually dependent on banks for, whether it's lending money and earning interest, whether it's taking loans out, whether it's exchanging assets for assets. For example, I have some cryptocurrency, and my fiance wanted to paint our house. I thought we were going to do it down the road, but we're having this big birthday party for her here pretty soon. And so she wanted to accelerate those plans. And, you know, I didn't want to pull some money out of my business, and I just bought some more cryptocurrency. So I was able to take the cryptocurrency that I bought, supply it as collateral, take a loan out against the cryptocurrency, a loan in what's called a stable coin, which is a cryptocurrency that's pegged to the US dollar. So I took some Ethereum, I supplied it in this decentralized contract, a smart contract. I used it as collateral. I took a loan out against that cryptocurrency. I traded the cryptocurrency for dollars. I paid to have the house painted. And then over the course of a month or two, I paid that loan back and I got my cryptocurrency back. And I did this. You have to pay interest on the loan, but you're also earning interest on the money that you supply, which is super cool. And it ended up almost being a wash. And I was able to do this without having to rely on a bank or a credit card or anything like that. So there really are some pretty cool opportunities. Another great one, we're here on YouTube. I've had videos removed from YouTube, and I think I still have 2 strikes on my account. If I get another one, I could have my whole channel taken down. Knock on wood. Hope that doesn't happen. But there's also cryptocurrency and decentralized social media platforms. One of them is called Odyssey, ODYSEE.com. It's built on the Library blockchain, LBRY, and you can publish videos, and those videos are all broken up and stored on a bunch of different servers all across the world. So there's no way to take them down. It's completely decentralized. There's no central party or corporation or company that the government can lean on to get them to take this content down. So super cool, really big opportunities for that. And for people that don't fully understand it or may have some concerns, I really break down a lot of the concerns and try to overcome a lot of the objections with the webinar that I did, buildwealthoptout.com.
Awesome. Thank you, John. We will go ahead and put the link in the comments. And thanks again for joining us today. Go ahead and share again. We have a link for, let's see here. We have a link for you to join us at the Exit and Build Land Summit. Again, like John mentioned, it is free if you're going to watch the live stream on Saturday. But if you want to come out to LaGrange, Texas on for the weekend, then you can see us there in person. So we're excited for you all to tune in whichever way you are able to and learn together with all of us on how to move forward and maybe basically have this mastermind of so many people coming together and sharing their experience. No one person has all the answers, and that's the value of bringing a collective to bring ideas together and to be able to move forward and pioneer the way for more freedom for our families and for future generations. And thank you, John, for putting that together. Everyone, make sure that you register so that you can get all of the updates for that coming up. It's only like 3.5 or 4 weeks away. So thank you again, John. And to all of you, I like to leave you with a blessing. So may the Lord bless you and keep you, shine his face toward you, be gracious unto you, turn his countenance toward you, and give you shalom, peace.